You ate all of them.
When we get, we did, when we get to kicking at the high school, it's gonna be the extra.
Before the high school that he's kicking out of, Wellport.
No, it's sort of hearing because that's my own kid thing.
Number 6
on an old Honda now.
I thought you were talking about your kid.
No, my boy, he's not into sports. He's more into music. So I didn't push that.
Okay.
I'm gonna go sit.
Hey, how about you?
Huh?
How about you, Stan?
Hey, Brian, why don't you sit down?
Oh,
It's kind of what I said.
It's across the old JC.
Great hot.
yeah, what happened now?
Everybody was up here calling your name and you weren't hearing a thing.
You'd be surprised. No, I won't go into that story. Go ahead. Yes. Counselor Mix, how may I help you?
It's a Jolt, charge, recharge. We just go out there to the recharge.
What? So I do have a question real quick before we get started. Do you know how that boat that got hit by a whale thing turned out the other night?
Going up in Depot Bay.
Yeah.
Let's see what. A 3-car accident over on 229. All the firefighters from there had to scream out to Depot Bay because a boat just got hit by a whale and it just.
Oh, yeah, actually, that was right.
Yeah,
a little
we
bit
didn't make it
COVID
up.
about, so I was listening from my bedside. I don't know what ever happened there.
I didn't hear anything after everybody said we're
I
heading there now.
haven't seen anything on the news, so I can follow up with Chief Jackson on that.
Start and all there.
Could be a good thing.
Yeah, that accident was pretty bad.
Yeah.
That was a bad.
Ready?
Yeah, what's good? Yep, we're already recording.
Are we?
Yep.
Oh, I know. It's showtime.
Loud at all.
Everybody ready?
No.
I saw.
Frisky news.
It's just the beginning, Rich. Just the beginning.
Are we recording?
Okay.
I've been.
Call this meeting of Toledo City Council regular meeting for September 3rd, 2025. Our first item on the agenda is the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Yes.
Not yet. All right, next item is roll call. Council President Bush is excused. Councilor Kaufman,
Here.
Councilor Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
Councilor Mix,
Yep,
Councilor Burns,
right here.
Councilor Keating, and I am here. We have 6. We have enough to do business.
Yippee.
Is there any visitors who would like to address council? Yes, please step up, state your name into the microphone, and you have 3 minutes.
Won't take me that long.
Thanks so, Brenda.
Brenda Brown from Toledo, in case you didn't know me there. Not here, you can please, no, I'm not here to ask for money or anything else. I'm here to invite you to our 20-year History Center celebration, which we're holding today, this Saturday, the 6th, from 11 to 3. And we got lots of things going on, and we have speakers, original committee member speakers, and Ted Cox, who wrote the Toledo incident, is coming to do book signing and talk about that. So, and that's scheduled for approximately 12 o'clock. So, and we have lots of other fun things going on. So we're hoping that you can come and join us and appreciate what we have there.
Look forward to it.
What's the name again, Brenda?
It's from 11 to 3.
We need to notice a possible.
Warren.
Yeah. Thank you.
I'm sorry.
Yippee. Thank you. Okay.
Thank you, Brenda.
You
I'll
bet.
see you at some point in time that day.
Thank you.
Great.
And we will have a sidewalk,
Brenda, could you give me the date, please?
September 6th,
This coming Saturday.
11 to 3.
11 to 3.
And what was the address?
320 North Main, the Toledo History Center.
Why do we need to notice this one?
In case 4 of us are there at one time.
Only if we're discussing city business.
No, that's not how that works anymore.
About the optics too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shoot me now. We aren't allowed to.
No, I just come down to revenue.
Okay. Is there anyone else who would like to address council?
Anybody on?
Is there anyone online? All right. We have the consent agenda, which includes the minutes for the 20th of August. There are the minutes for the 20th of August executive session, the 16th of April, regular minutes, the 5th of April retreat minutes, on a paper authorizing the new check signers, the RCA check signers, and resolution 1585 referring to those check signers.
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
I'll second.
Been moved by Frank, seconded by Tracy to approve the consent agenda as presented. We'll take a roll call vote. Counselor Kaufman,
Yes.
Counselor Burns,
Yes.
Counselor Keating,
Yes.
Counselor Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
Counselor Mix,
Yes.
and I vote yes, motion carries 6-0.
Dun, dun, dun.
Next item, community service reports and presentations. There are none. Next item, discussion and information items. There are none. Decision items. Number 1, RCA collective bargaining contract.
We're pulling that.
I need to ask the city manager that first, Frank. Thanks. Rich?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It took me a second to realize you were talking about me. Thank you very much. I'm actually going to ask Mr. Klein to speak to this since he's been the point of contact up to this point. So David, would you?
Yeah, so thank you very kindly. Very quickly, we were hoping to have a response sometime by now, and unfortunately, it's been a couple of weeks since we gave our last counter, and we thought it was fairly simple, but not simple enough. At any rate, you do not have anything more to talk about this evening, and hopefully we'll short order.
All right. Thank you very much. Move on to item number 2, a request for council action, Homey House donation request. Hang on a second. Let me get to that paperwork.
Yes.
Ta-da. All right. So I was the one who requested to have this put on the agenda. At our last meeting, we heard from Tyler Watkins and several members of the Homey House Executive Board and also a student. And the council came to consensus on the idea that is in here. And I will read that. It would be to provide the Homey House, a 501c3 working with youth in Toledo, an $8,000 grant from the City Council Strategic Reserve for the purposes of establishing and operating a youth shelter and membership and mentorship program with an additional $10,000 once a matching amount has been secured from other local sources. And it's come to my attention that I might have misheard that, and it might have been any other sources. I would like council to weigh in on that, please.
That was me that brought that up, just so for clarity. I didn't want to tie this down to only if he was to get a matching grant of 10 grand from a source outside of our general area. I didn't want to only tie it down to that. If he can come, in my opinion, if he can come with a matching grant from anywhere, we should honor that.
Why would that matter?
Because it says local.
Because my memory of what we said consensus was local.
I don't recall that. Okay.
Okay, but that's why it's been brought up, and I just want to make sure that the council's all on the same page moving forward.
I'm good with whatever everybody does. I just didn't want to tie it down to one specific thing.
I don't think it should be. What narrowed? I don't think.
Okay, so I'm gonna run down the council. Okay, I'm gonna run down the council, please.
Jackie was asking a clarifying question. It is currently limited to matching donations.
I understand.
Okay.
Councilor Kaufman.
I don't think it should be narrowed. I think it should be any grant.
Okay. Frank, I know you agree with that sentiment. Tracy?
I think we should strike local.
Okay. Councilor Burns?
The only question I have is, didn't we say that in order for, once they have the grant, then they could come back in December?
Well, no, we had agreed that once that matching amount is garnered from other,
Anytime, then
at
they-
any time, then we
Okay,
would give ours.
okay, good.
Okay.
I just.
Right.
Thank you.
So yay or nay on the
Oh,
word
yeah,
local?
yeah.
So you want to keep local or strike local?
Oh, strike it.
Thank you. Counselor Keating.
Well, we already have majority.
I'm still going to ask you out of,
I'm 50-50 on it. I appreciate from the perspective of wanting to make it easier for them to get over that threshold, which is something I certainly want. I also think that at least part of the whole intention when I suggested this type of a structure at our work session last week, it was partially that I was thinking about this as a demonstration of sustainability as demonstrated through several local, very local and like stakeholder investments in the organization. That it's not just the city of Toledo that's propping up the nonprofit. I wanted to see another local entity that was contributing in a meaningful way.
Counselor Hoffman.
My question is your definition of local. Are you considering
County.
like the Ford Foundation a local? I do not.
Because
I do not.
they specifically serve this.
Yes, they do. But they serve others also.
Yeah.
Other communities, other areas, they have other areas of concern. I do not consider them local. And by striking the term local, it opens it up to the Ford Foundation, in my opinion. Whereas
I'm good with.
I don't define Ford as local, so that to me is restrictive of them being, see what I mean? So.
No, when I had
I
originally
didn't know
brought
if you
this up
considered them as local.
broad,
Okay.
I didn't
Go ahead.
think we had very many people around the area that could sponsor something like this.
Right.
However, Rod told me of a few different organizations that they could get grants from that are local here. I just didn't want, like, for argument's sake, say Tyler came from a spot and they want to donate 10 grand, but they're from Portland. If he came to that, I didn't want to say, well, no, they're not from Portland. They're not from Toledo. I don't want to
Right.
accept that.
That's what I mean. I strike local.
Okay. Any other comment
Tracy.
on this? Tracy? No, I was looking over at the person nodding that your hand was.
Okay, my only other comment on this is that, Andrew is hoping for more local sources. I think just them being able to advertise that we have somebody that's willing to give us a $10,000 matching grant is going to bring in those local sources. But even if it doesn't, and they can get it from other places, we should not put anything in there that is going to be a barrier to them being able to do so.
Exactly.
And still receive the support from the city. And we are entering into this as kind of a partnership with them. And part of that partnership is putting the will and might of our city being able to do some funding. Are we going to support them entirely? Absolutely not. We can't. But I do think that the least we could do, I understand your desire to bring in locals, I do. But I feel we might be a little too restrictive and we might need to help get the ball rolling before they can attract more local donees, so to speak. So I'm definitely still in favor of scratching the local and going from there.
To speak to your point, you're right. Ford Foundation does do a lot here. Okay.
Yes.
But because here's here's where I see where the rub is. If you look them up, they're not Lincoln County. Okay, and that's where people would say, but they're not local. I agree that we should remove that impediment from it. Now, I think it still meets what you want, and I think that meets what we want. So I'm going to ask, do I have consensus to strike the word local from this to move forward?
Yes.
Would you entertain a motion?
I have a question real quick though, before.
Go right ahead.
Did you get the letter drafted up for the homie house
of support for the city you were gonna bring back today?
No.
Okay.
I'm kind of hoping to see this first, so. All right. Now I will.
I move to provide the Homey House, a 501c3 working with youth in Toledo, an $8,000 grant, not an $8,000 grant from the City Council Strategic Reserve Fund for the purposes of establishing and operating a youth shelter and mentorship program with an additional $10,000 once a matching or to be available once a matching amount has been secured from other sources.
I'll second.
I have a question about a matching, so it could be several.
Yeah, that's what she changed it to, and I believe.
Okay.
No, I connected the grammar up above. It's fine.
Okay.
So it's an additional $10,000. It doesn't have to be from a singular source.
Okay.
It could be total overall.
Yay.
Okay, so.
They could do a GoFundMe campaign.
Right,
I actually have a clarifying question.
Yes, ma'am.
So is the intention that they raise the entire 10,000
once they get to the 10,000, then our
and then there will be
10,000.
the 10,000, not that it could be, they raise 2,000 and they come back to 1,000?
It's once they get that 10,000, then another 10,000 of city money is available.
Okay, I think that's how it reads now.
All right. So it's been moved by Tracy, seconded by Frank, to provide the Homey House, a 501c3 working with youth in Toledo, an $8,000 grant from the City of Toledo Strategic Reserve Fund for the purposes of establishing and operating a youth shelter and mentorship program with an additional $10,000 once a matching amount has been secured from other sources. I will take a roll call vote. Councillor Kaufman,
Yes.
Councillor Burns,
Yes.
Councillor Keating,
Yes.
Councillor Sobia,
Yes, sir.
Councillor Mix,
Yes.
and I vote yes. So there we are. I will draw up that letter. I will send it through the city manager for y'all to look at. So, all right.
Is it important to note that on the action request paperwork in the packet, the fiscal impact is stated as $8,000 when it's in fact 18,000?
So that will be a question that we'll have to address if they make their number.
Because 18,000 is essentially being locked up because it's promised.
Right, but if it's not, if the, how do I say this? If the requirements that we have placed are not met, then that number becomes free at the end of the fiscal year.
So I would agree with the mayor that the $8,000 fiscal impact is what the city is truly knowing is going to be expended. If and when Homey House reaches the additional 10,000, we will come back to council to ask for your approval to expend that additional 10,000, and the RCA at that time will reflect a $10,000 fiscal
On
impact.
council approving an additional 10,000.
Correct.
They've got to meet our requirements.
That help me vote again, and then I think it's perfect.
The reason I'm asking is, it's my understanding that this vote essentially is already approving that $10,000 if they meet those requirements, that the second is needed.
I understand where you're coming from, council member. I think that given the.
We're effectively authorizing the terms of a contract. And those terms do include the other 10,000.
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from because we are putting, to the mayor's point, you're putting certain stipulations on that additional 10,000. I would want to come back to council and ask that you take a vote to.
It's not being treated as though it's going into escrow.
Correct, yeah. So we would come back to you and say, you put these guidelines on these funds at the time you took this vote in September. We're now coming to you and asking you to ratify that you feel they have met the terms that you put in place. So there will be another vote before that additional 10,000 goes out.
Correct. Yeah. All right. We move into reports and comments, department reports. Fire department, do you have anything to add to your staff report? And direct that to Rich first.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Chief, anything you'd like to add?
I'll have this.
I'm gonna try and work on my protocol so that you all understand I'm trying to do this in probably a more business-like fashion than in my old fashioned, good old, I hate to use the phrase good old boy, but you know, try and do better.
So I'm gonna be formal now.
I'm trying, working to be more.
Sign.
You can do it. I know you can.
Sign?
You can do that too, I guess.
No,
You'll still be my friend. It won't matter.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay,
Just.
so go ahead.
Chief, did you have anything to add to your?
I just want to make sure, I don't want to get in the way of a fray here. Just only that firefighter Kilgore went with Deputy Chief Morford over to the flat fire. And I think they spent about 7 days there. The first 24 to 48 hours, they actually were actively engaged in firefighting. But then after that, it was a lot of creating defensible space, 100 feet and then 500 feet, and then help them pick up miles and miles of hose. So, but they came back, everything was good. So we're glad to have them back, but that's about it.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question. What's the HB 41?
I'm sorry?
What's the HB 41?
Oh, the heavy brush 41, that's the fire engine that was sent last November to the shop in Benton County. Council authorized that during the interim period of whatever that was. And Benton County Shop has been working on that since that period of time. And Chief Robinson actually was there last week talking to the shop foreman and the lead mechanic. And it's still being worked on. And they looked at the calendar and went, oh, it's going to be almost a year.
Yeah.
And
Have you not found the manual to see what's going on? I mean, do they know?
so they had I don't want to go into a lot of detail, but the original, it's an odd engine. The original part they ordered is obsolete, no longer manufactured, even though it's a modern piece of equipment. So the company remanufactured the part, turned out to be the wrong part they remanufactured. So that had to get done. So there was months there. And then it's just taken time. Inventory and getting parts from suppliers has been the largest problem. Why we think COVID, everything's resolved from that. Some supply issues still exist around the country. So getting certain parts has been challenging. So we'll have it back here, we hope in November, and then we'll come back to council for an RCA because it's going to be well over a budgeted amount that you previously approved. But they'll have to go to you guys for approval.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief. Sir, do we have any more department reports?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The police chief is needed to be absent from the meeting. He had a pressing item for the city come up at short notice, and he is attending to that. The police department report is in your packet. If council has any questions, I'm happy to field those, bring them to the chief and get back to you, but otherwise the report's in your packet.
Thank you.
You bet. Next up on your agenda is Public Works, and I turn to the gentleman to my left.
Ryan, anything to add? I do have an email I received that I'd like to share if you guys are okay with that. Often we're put in the spotlight for things that we're not proud of. This is something I'd like to spotlight my parks crew for something I'm definitely proud of them for. It's an email from a resident in Toledo. It says, good afternoon. There have been Public Works and Angel Job Corps workers at the park for weeks now, having some much needed improvements being made. I've been meaning to email you about this experience as I've had as a resident behind the park and likely the most impacted by their performance. When they are working, they usually have vehicles that they need to have close by, lots of equipment, and anywhere between 2 to 10 people out there working. I often have to come and go with 2 little guys who have lots of appointments. While I admittedly was anxious when they started this work because my kids often play outside, that anxiety is gone. Your staff has been nothing short of exemplary, always a positive attitude, a wave hello, and 0 issues with equipment of any kind in the roadway. For some reason, the road is blocked. When I or one of our providers who come to our home for my children need to get by, they have dropped whatever they're doing to let us through and have been so sweet while doing so. The Angel Job Corps crew have been lovely as well. Sometimes stopping to wave as we go by, working diligently and being mindful of their surroundings during breaks. It's noisy work, which is to be expected. And they've always been so considerate of their surroundings and the hours that they do their work. It's actually offered an opportunity for my younger son to finally accept his noise canceling headphones. And the public works staff there showed him that they also wear protective headphones. And when they leave, the work areas and the street is usually cleaner than when they arrived. You have some great people at Public Works, and I just want to let you know how much I appreciate them. I can't wait to see the finished product.
Yay.
Thank you.
They act that way because you lead them.
Yes,
It's a testament to putting the right people in the right places.
that too,
Exemplary crew.
but you have to be able to identify that, so, thank you.
You're leading them right. Kudos to you, sir.
Rich, I wanna brag on this guy for a minute. Okay,
It's like a proud dad moment, but
well.
I'm not old enough to be their father, just something.
But when I got involved with the city, we were very, very fractured. And I mean, when I say I got involved, I was out in there while they were doing the budget. And we were a mess. We had a budget that is so embarrassing. We had it was 6 or 7 meetings. It was time after time. It was a tough year. And then as we've seen improvements over the years, we've gone through in the beginning at that time, we had a public works director who would not take any direction. We were going year after year. I remember 3 years in a row approving with the budget committee, because by this point I'm on the budget committee. We're approving them to fix one park. And but we budgeted this 3 years in a row. When are you finally gonna do it? And he literally sat there and told me whenever I feel like, I don't know, I just haven't got around to it. And this is how he was doing things. Okay, exit him when some other stuff happened. He left. And then we have somebody else that steps up. And this is Brian's predecessor. And he really stepped up the plate and started getting things done. And that was fantastic. Unfortunately, he had to leave and Brian came on. I didn't think anybody could raise the bar any higher, okay? I really didn't. Since Brian has come on, what I'm seeing with the public works employees, when you see them out and about town, they're smiling, they're happy, they're engaging with citizens. They're getting projects done on time, under budget almost every single time, because he's not happy enough just getting it done. He wants to make sure that he can get everything he wants done, and he is working extra hard to get it done under budget. He will reach out, he's bringing us handwritten things just to make sure he's getting his quotes and his bids and stuff. This man right here has raised the bar so high, you better never fire him. Because I don't know that we're ever gonna be able to, he's raised that bar so high. So it is no surprise to any of us up here when we hear letters like that, because he has raised that bar so high. His employees are following him and they're doing it happily.
Because he cares about it.
I just want to say, I'm not trying to put the spotlight on me whatsoever. I just want to point out how rude that I have. That's where I'm going.
They're amazing. We agree.
It's all of you.
No pressure or anything, Brian.
No,
I
that's
do have a question. You have a full crew now, right?
What's that?
You have a full crew now?
We have a full crew.
So you think you could get those loading, unloading spray painted over there on Main Street?
It's raining.
Is it raining right now?
Are you kidding?
It's on the agenda, yeah.
I just keep getting asked about it and I don't want them to go out and spray paint it themselves.
Thank you. Any other kudos for to be heaped on Brian?
We could, but it would take us forever.
Great job on the paving.
Yeah.
I will try to be a lot more brief than Counselor Mix. But you're the best public works director that I've worked with since 1999. Plain and simple.
Thank you.
Your crew is stellar. They do reflect you. I never see them as some of our previous ones where crews would do the what's the stereotypical, one guy is working and three guys are watching. You guys are always working and you're working together and you're getting stuff done. You know, the street sweeper is on time. Doesn't miss getting up in the morning to get it done, unlike other street sweepers we've had. And yes, your willingness to find ways to make things work and find ways to keep things under budget is such a valuable asset that I hope you understand just how much you are appreciated by not just us, but this community. Because when you call, people show up and they do their job. And it's amazing, because like I said, I've been around this town a while, and we have not had someone like you for over 20 years. Thank you.
Well, thank you for the kind words. Again, none of this is possible without my staff, period.
And that's one of the reasons why you're good at your job. Thank you.
Thanks.
Rich, anything else?
I will ask Judy, who's with us online. Judy, the next item is finance. I'm not sure how you plan to follow that one. But do you have anything you'd like to add to your written report tonight?
No, I don't have anything to add.
Very good. Thank you.
See you, Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Same head swelling.
When are you moving back?
Not going to do that.
That might be the most finance person succinct answer I've ever heard.
Well, Judy was always very good at those answers when she was our finance director and then her city manager. She was very good at that right there.
I'll try to emulate that to a certain point, but I know myself.
Me though, you know.
I was gonna say, I know myself well enough.
Yeah.
City manager report.
City manager's report, obviously I'm in my first, I won't even say my first 48 hours, I'll say my first 16 hours. So, as I told the chief when he came in, I'm drinking from, a piece of his apparatus, it feels like. So I don't have a lot to share with you tonight, other than that I've spent a lot of time, with Mr. Klein, and had the chance to sit with a few of the staff, so far getting up to speed. And I'm just, very excited and thrilled and still feeling very honored to be here. So thank you for that. I'd like to, invite, the city attorney to, address an item with you as far as scheduling of some different items that came up this afternoon. Simone?
Yes. Okay, thank you and good evening. So I wanted to discuss the city council rules discussion that we have at the end of September. I understand that that is also the night that you all will be going over the after action report, having a work session on that. That is a more pressing item, I think, and it probably is going to take a bit of time, and it also may give you some insight and information that might bear on what you would like to see in the council rules. I don't know if that's the case, but it may. So considering all of that, I would like to recommend that we move the council rules discussion and the charter discussion to the work session in October.
I agree.
Any agreement?
No, I absolutely agree.
I agree.
We have consensus.
Is the charter thing gonna be too late to get it on the dock the next time?
No.
No?
Yeah, not for next set. We're already past the timeframe to get it on the ballot for
To
this.
get on this year, we were already going to have to do it next year. Yeah,
Yeah, so we have more time to.
okay.
I also just wanted to let you know that, so I will not be able to attend the next business meeting on the 17th, but I'm going to ask someone else from the firm to sit in. They'll be appearing remotely. I will get them up to speed on everything that they need to know for that meeting.
Perfect.
And then the final thing is just a question as to whether it would be helpful to you all for me to also prepare a staff report for the first business meeting of every month with only information that can be discussed publicly. But there are a number of items on the tracker that relate to legal, and there are things that it may be easier for me to give you an update about just as.
That would be very helpful, Savon.
Okay, all right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bonnie. So council, as I mentioned, still getting up to speed here in my first couple of days. The issue tracker is in your packet. Obviously, we'll be continuing to update that as you bring items forward. But I wanted to open up if there was any items council wanted to see added to the tracker at tonight's meeting.
I have nothing to add to the tracker, but I'd be very interested in an update and recognize that it may need to happen in an executive session on the next steps or where we are currently on the East Lincoln Fire District agreement discussions. I think it's been a little while. We did receive something from a member of their board as a public comment submission, I believe, a couple weeks ago. And that wasn't something that we discussed that night, and it's been a little while since we've kind of heard where that whole thing is.
Sure.
So I think it would be great to have an update, and I recognize that since that's contract negotiations, it probably needs to be in an executive session.
I would agree with that, council member. And as you heard, our assigned regular city attorney will not be with us at our next meeting. So I think we'll look to schedule an executive session on the 24th. Given that that's the evening that you'll be receiving the after action report update, I think probably like we did tonight, maybe a 5 p.m. executive session or 5:30 might be best for that. So I'll coordinate with Savani and get a time scheduled for that, and we'll make sure that you're aware of that ahead of time.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other?
So one thing I would like to add, and it's not, for lack of a better word, it's not a hot button. So if it can be, if it needs to be pushed, it can be pushed. But I would like to form a committee on Toledo events and volunteerism. And I'll be honest, I'd like it to be a mayor's committee on that with minimal staff support so that we can stay up on all the different events that go on in town and try to coordinate volunteer efforts, because as our volunteer pool has been dwindling, we don't want to burn out the ones we have. So the better we can do to allocate the resources we have, better.
So is that going to be a meeting of just you since it's the mayor's?
If one of you want to be on it, or even two of you, it doesn't.
So confused.
No, you're not. Did that make sense to you, city manager?
So what can,
It did, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Me actually, so I really do want to know what you mean.
Well, so for example, we have the contributions committee. It meets once a year, right? We have various committees that are, some of you are on, I'm on. I want to kind of formalize the idea that when stuff is going on, when we have all these volunteer events, instead of burning the same 10 people every time one of them comes up, we reach out, we get a pool of volunteers. And so, for example, if for the dance, right? So we need 10 volunteers for that. I don't want it to be the same 10 volunteers we just burned up at AOB. So if we can reach out, have people who have contacts in all the different things around town that can help us coordinate our volunteer effort so that we're not, I hear this a lot from people. I'm tired of volunteering because I'm the same person that's here all the time. I want to get more people involved. And to do that, we need to have all the organizations have someone like the chamber, the pool, the whoever, send a representative to this so that we can get an idea of our volunteers and try to better utilize them.
So what's the mayor's name?
I'm just, that was just my thought, was we can call it a mayor's committee on volunteerism and Toledo events.
A lot of this came about because when talking with the homie house, they don't have a whole lot of people besides they're all their volunteers and they're burning out.
They have so the issue is it's AOB didn't have enough. We're looking at the homie house. They don't have enough. Summer Festival saying they don't have enough. And when you go back and you look at the people who are doing these things, it's the same cadre of folks. I want to find a way to expand that cadre and let them pick and choose where they want to do stuff. And say it either way.
Can you?
Yes.
Tomato, tomato.
In any event, so that we can grow our volunteers in the town instead of, well, we know Henry will volunteer for everything, so we'll just call Henry and then, a couple of years later, Henry's nowhere to be found because Henry doesn't want to do it anymore.
And my understanding, Mr. Mayor, from your description, when you refer to a mayor's committee, it would be a committee that would be chaired by you. It would be open to up to 2 additional council members if any were interested, but it would be something that would be primarily your direction, and you would recruit the members and your limited staff support.
Right.
So that would be my understanding.
That would be great.
I would be happy to, as you said, not something that jumps to the top of the list per se, but I would be happy to put together a proposal or a staff report on maybe a structure and what we need to do. Is that
Perfect.
you bet.
Thank you
Yes,
for
Jackie.
explaining.
So here's the thing about volunteering is I've just decided that what I need to do is write a manual, if you will, of all the steps that need to be taken to facilitate the pet parade. So if I die or am abducted or whatever, sent to prison, somebody will step in and actually produce one. So, and the same, and it will be the same for any event that we have, that there isn't any, so when I have it all laid out, then, specifically, I need someone to handle this. Oh,
There you
I can,
go.
and it breaks it down into bite-sized pieces.
And it's-
Right now, okay, I want you to volunteer for yeah, who wants to do that? I don't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is something that really drastically needs to happen.
Right, and that's part of what we need to talk about within this committee structure, because I watched Summer Festival almost did not get back up off the ground from COVID because all of the core volunteers, so there were about 10 of them, the core volunteers, and I think Stu would agree with this, they got old and they got tired. And so when it was time to get it back going again, they kind of enjoyed not being involved all the time and up to their ears and stuff. And so a new group of people had to step up. Well, I'm already hearing them talk about burnout. And so if we can find a way to grow our volunteer base in the town, then I want to make sure it happens. Because you're right, if something were to happen to you, heaven forbid, okay?
She can still do it from prison. I
If
mean,
he
it's
comes down and
just-
takes her back up.
If anything should happen to you, after witnessing the pet parade last year, I have to tell you, I want it to continue.
You haven't seen anything yet, you.
Are you bringing cookies?
Oh. We have entertainment, we have music.
Not according to your thing, you don't.
Okay. All right, okay, so are we all on the same page with what I'm asking?
Thank you.
Jack?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I hadn't heard anything.
I said, yeah, before.
Frank keeps leaning in, so I can't see you.
Man, I'm leaning
All right.
back because there's a lot.
Anything else, Rich?
Let me double check just to make sure, so I don't say no without.
But
No,
you got that.
Mr. Mayor, thank you.
The outdoor public events application.
Thank you.
For the Homie House, let's see, I gotta remember the whole title.
Page 2, top of the page. Second page.
The Main Street Mash Monster of a fundraiser. That we are planning on doing with the Homie House as a fundraiser for them. We have made our annotations to this. And so the idea is to have a street dance on this block here with food carts within the city hall parking lot and other, have the Homie House have their stand there and other vendors, other things going on there. We're bringing in music. And so the idea is that we go from 6 to 10, and then we're done. So we're done before curfew hits, so the kids can go home. We're gonna try and offer an extremely eclectic music variety, so there will be something for those of us with gray hair, for some of you that are much younger, like Shauna. So that hopefully we can get everybody in town involved in this and not just one group of people.
So are we able to make a decision on this thing?
I believe we can.
Okay.
Is that correct?
I believe council can add to the agenda during a regular meeting. So I saw the expert advice to be sure, but yes. And Mr. Mayor, to your point a moment ago, the only reason I said no, nothing new from me is I was thinking this was going to come up during council member comments. So
Well, that's what
thank you for introducing
we
it.
might as well do it now.
Might as well. Absolutely. So let me ask Krista, do they need to make a motion to add an item to the agenda before they take a motion to
Yes,
approve?
yes.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, very good. Proceed.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to add the Main Street Mash Monster of a Fundraiser Street Dance fair to our decision items.
I'll second that one.
It's been moved by Tracy, seconded by Frank, to add the Main Street Mash Monster of a Fundraiser and Fair outdoor public events application.
Thank you.
Or agenda.
Covered.
I will take a roll call vote. Counselor Kaufman,
Yes, please.
Counselor Burns,
Yes.
Counselor Keating.
Yes.
Counselor Sylvia,
Yes, sir.
Counselor Mix.
Yep.
And I vote yes, so it has been added. Is there any discussion?
No.
Do I have a motion?
I move to approve the event application for the Main Street Mash Monster of a Fundraiser as amended.
Second that.
It's been moved and seconded. Been moved by Frank, seconded by Tracy, to approve the outdoor public events application for the Main Street Mash Monster of a Fundraiser and Street Fair as amended. I will take a roll call vote. Counselor Kaufman.
Yes.
Counselor Burns.
Yes.
Counselor Keating.
Yes.
Counselor Mix.
Yes.
Counselor Sylvia.
Yes, sir.
And I vote yes, motion carries 6-0.
I was waiting for Jackie to vote no on that one.
Not you, Frank.
Okay,
Mr. Mayor,
yes, sir.
I would just, really quick, definitely feel free, of course, to go into councilor and mayor comments. I would just like to ask before the meeting is adjourned this evening. This is Mr. Klein's final meeting with us. So if he has any comments he would like to make, I'd love to invite him to do so at the end of the meeting. Is that okay?
That is perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Anything else?
Nothing more from the city manager,
Okay.
Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
All right, we'll go council comments. I'll start with Counselor Kaufman,
Nothing.
Counselor Sylvia,
I have nothing this week.
Counselor Mix.
Yeah, I did make the last meeting and I was intending to bring papers. I went to several of us went to the future event that the library had, and it was basically comments from the public, and I took some really, some notes about what people were talking about, and I kind of summarized them. And so, on our next meeting, I will be bringing those packets and handing them out. And the idea is for us to start coming up with some ideas for tackling some of these issues that our constituents are bringing up. And then also a couple of other issues that I know that are also on our things, such as how to have raising for public safety. So, anyway, I'll be bringing that back. I've gone ahead and made up the packets and I could not find them at home. I think they went back to my office. So, this is what happens when I clean my house. I can't find anything. And, anyway, so that's, something I plan on bringing to us. Not next week, because I'll be at the planning commission meeting, but the following week. And, it'll be like getting homework to take home, so I'll be able to pretend we're in high school again or something, but So look forward to that and, that's it.
You have to give me mine separate, I won't be there.
I'll give you yours.
All right. Thank you, Tracy.
I could bring it up.
Councilor Burns.
Okay, so I've had 2 serial meetings. So mea culpa. Apparently I broke the rules and orchestrated a meeting in planning for the street dance. And so I'm really struggling with that part of it because Andrew came down early to meet with me so he made the pet parade brochures, just in case you haven't noticed, they're adorable. So he's going to design a brochure for the street dance, so we can get them out. Now, we need to get those out right away. So then he's sitting here telling me that, we can't talk about it. And I'm gonna paraphrase, you had a serial meeting and we can't talk about it because of whatever the legality BS is about that. And I understand very little, but that being said, so now I'm at a quandary. I need to have the brochure design, need to discuss it, and need to have subsequent meetings. And I don't know how to do that.
And you can meet with Andrew one-on-one and do that.
But no, I'm talking about moving forward. We need to have meetings to plan it and get all of there's a lot to it. It isn't just, okay, somebody shows up and plays records and everybody dances and so, there's a lot of steps that have to be taken.
You just gotta let the city manager or interim city recorder notice it.
It wasn't a serial meeting, is that our discussion would have been a continuation of what was an unnoticed meeting yesterday where 4 counselors were present, and then it was going to be continued where Jackie was going to share with me. So I said, should save it for council comments time, and let's talk about it here.
Okay.
So what do you need me to design, Jackie?
Well, I have the details for, what can go onto the flyer. And can we talk about that after, or does it have to be talked about now?
Just email me those details. I think you may have already emailed them to us after the
Okay.
meeting.
Okay.
But I just need to know, are there any particular themes to it that were discussed that would help me in terms of the look and feel of the
Not
design?
really, it's Halloween.
So it is Halloween.
Yeah, that's why I was saying the monster mash because it's in October.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a bad monster of a.
Yeah, that's right.
So anyway,
That's all I need.
Main Street
And-
monster.
And I would echo what Councilmember Sylvia said a moment ago, that anytime you need to have a meeting, just let Krista and I know and we'll get out the proper notice. We need 24 business hours. What, I'm sorry? 48, thank you. So we do need 48 hours notice to be able to notice a special meeting. So, let us know as many dates and times as about, so we can put that out. And
so how do I clean up the 2 that I've already had? Is there some?
Your attorney is here.
So, maybe I'm misunderstanding. So I think you have the appropriate procedures in place that whenever you all are participating in an event or where there could possibly be a quorum for not only legal reasons, but just to avoid the perception, you let the public know that there could be a quorum and you might be discussing city business if you're discussing an event. But I don't think that city business is actually being discussed at most of those. It's just a precaution. So the concern here is that there was a quorum and the street dance is city business.
Sponsoring it.
As of now.
Yeah, the street dance is city business, and there have been 2 meetings that were held already without realizing that it needed to be noticed.
Oh, okay. So
I guess that would be my first question, Savani, is because it had not been approved as of that time, was it city business at that point would be my first question, and if so.
And it becomes business.
I don't,
No, because we hadn't approved it yet.
That's what Mr. Heatner just asked.
Yeah.
Is
Good
at what
question.
point did it become
Reasonable.
city business?
so I would say no, because if the city wasn't an official sponsor before the approval, then that maybe there should have been notice under the city's protocol, just to avoid the perception. Because there could have been a quorum, but that's something that you all do, not because you are planning to meet as a quorum to discuss city business, which is when, that is in the legal sense, that is when you have to give notice.
Right.
You all choose to give notice to avoid the perception of meeting and allow the public to understand when 4 or more of you are gonna be in a particular place at a particular time. And my understanding is outside of these council meetings, unless it is specifically noticed for a particular topic, you're not actually discussing city business, you're just attending these events. And so it sounds to me like that is what happened for these past 2 meetings, that you happened to be a quorum, but you were not discussing city business because it was not city business at that time.
So is get out of jail free or?
Well,
Not hauling you off tonight.
That's right.
yeah, this is not how you get out of the pet parade. This is.
Next try.
With that said, with your approval of the application tonight as a city council sponsored
It
event,
is city business.
it is now
Now it's
officially city
officially
business.
city business.
So now we need to
Okay.
issue those notes. So thank you for clarifying that this evening, Council.
And that is an appropriate way to address that, is to inform, if you think that you may have run afoul of that law, then it's important to disclose that in a public setting, just like you did.
Well, I
And
was
confirm.
clueless till.
Well, thank you, Councilor Katie.
I will say that what we did talk about when, where you got there was that she let, what's her name from Homey House. So that this street dance is gonna hopefully be an every year thing, but it may not be the Homey House that's the benefit of that every year.
We might give it some.
So we concluded that it's not thought of as this is gonna be an annual thing for the Homey House every year for the Sparks.
So it sounds like the conversation that was discussed has already been made public in this meeting.
Yep.
Okay, I think that's an appropriate.
So.
Remedy as well.
Nothing else.
You're okay.
You can take the handouts out
Is there anything else?
Take the hand.
Well, yes, there is.
Okay.
I'm sorry, you guys. I do have a couple of things. So, Brian, is it Timmer?
Brian, Tim.
Timmy, right, yeah, he's gonna play music for the pet parade. So we have that. I'm trying to find, I have people that have agreed to take pictures for a photo booth. What I really need is a backdrop. And so that's where I'm kind of having trouble. I was hoping that something could be built, like a trifold something where people could come and stand there with their pet that just says pet parade and has Halloween motif, and then we take pictures. They can pay like $5 to the photographer who can digitally send the photos to them, so just for simplicity's sake. So that's where I'm at right now with it. So looking for, and I wondered, is that Rich, is that something maybe someone in Public Works could make a backdrop?
When's the pet parade?
October 11th.
Probably shouldn't be Public Works doing that.
Okay. but I don't-
The first question of do they have time, that would be one I would refer to Brian, but the point that the mayor was bringing up is that as a non-city event, the use of staff time to make something like that would be.
It is a city event.
It's a local event. It is not an event that is being hosted by the city.
A part of the funds for it, but you've raised funds on top of that, if I'm not mistaken.
No, I
No,
don't
it's a city event.
I solicit,
Well,
okay.
donate.
So my understanding of the event was slightly off, but with that said, the next step of the equation is that the dedication of time by the staff to create something for an event
No.
would be, it'd be a gifting of
Okay.
public funds through the time.
You know, I'm
thereafter.
totally ignorant about.
Oh,
this
it's a good
stuff,
question. Yeah.
So really just
Would you
looking,
just need the logo on one of the panels or on all 3 of the panels?
well, if it's trifold, so,
That's what I'm asking.
and I don't even know where I can get the panels. I'm still
That's-
investigating.
You can get the panels almost anywhere, because panels for a trifold are literally just 3 sheets of something and then you.
Big
pin
enough
them
where
together.
people are standing in front of, okay.
Right.
Okay,
So,
Krista,
Krista,
Sorry, I have a question. Is that something that Art of Toledo might have?
I talked to Kim about it. She was like deer in the headlights.
yeah, we don't have any trifolds like that. We have a couple of already made things
The
that are
cutout things?
specific, the cutouts with the face, like we have. What?
Art Oysters and Brew and National.
Yeah, but American Gothic with the old farmer, and now I've learned it's his daughter. We have the face cut out for that, and we have one where it's Venus de Milo with the face cut out and says, "I arted." Those are the 2 that Art Toledo has.
So, or is it something else that another department might be able to borrow? I don't know what you guys have.
I have not seen anything like this within the city, however. Yes, sir.
The Halloween
A few
things.
years ago, the chamber used to have some big things that people could put their faces through and take pictures of and such. And they went to the library, and I think the library took them down to city shops. They might need to be washed off a bit, but if they're still down
don't want
there,
the-
or if the library still.
She doesn't want the whole, she doesn't want the whole, she wants the.
Holes. I want to stand.
Stu, I'm asking about the panels. They had the cat, the pumpkin, remember the big panels that they put on Main Street on the boards? Right here in the,
Library might have those, but I.
remember what I'm talking about?
Well, I'll see if I can hunt them down.
See if you can hunt them down
If
and
they-
let me know,
Okay.
because I have some contacts, I can possibly find someone to do that for you.
What
Okay,
about the
okay.
things that we just took out for Rock Park, the kids signed for last year?
That's not what she's looking for. So,
And then I talked to Bob at Thriftway, JC Market, and I asked him, I had to remind him that he donated 100 hot dogs and buns and water and condiments. And I said, this year it's gonna be really big, so I'm gonna ask if you would donate 200. And he said, so condiments too and buns? I said, yes. And he said, okay. And then I said, and water, and he went. And I just shut up and he said, okay. So,
hello, Bob.
and we're gonna get a banner, so they get the credit. And then we need to arrange the, is it the fire department that's gonna roast the wing? And how does that, do
It
you
would,
send?
well, it would be either the fire department or the police department. Public safety has the grills. And so
So Rich, do you talk to them about arranging that?
Now that I know that that is a request, I will speak to.
It is a
the,
request.
Speak to the.
200 wieners roasted.
The concern there being that it could potentially be staff overtime. So it'll be a budgetary question. So I'll speak to the chiefs and see.
Officer Bush did it last year.
If I remember last year, it was me and
Officer Bush.
Officer Cross that cooked hot dogs.
No, it was Kim's husband, Officer Bush.
Your kid is.
no, Tim's done the national night outs.
He did the
Yeah, so.
Trailblazers one.
Okay,
yeah.
other than that, all of the flyers are out and the promotion is going on, so speak to your people about it. It's gonna be really big. That's all I have to say about that.
Thank you. Counselor Keating. Okay. I only have a couple of things tonight since we've taken care of one of them already. So this Saturday morning, 7 a.m. up at the Commons at the high school. The high school is putting on a community thank you breakfast. They're doing waffles with all the fixins. Everyone in the community is invited. So I would encourage you to go up. The Toledo culinary class is doing all the cooking and they're using it as part of a first week's class assignment. So it's going to be served by our athletic teams. They're going to be there to serve you and to clean up after you and all that. I greatly encourage you to show up, and these kids are learning to give back to the community that they're in, that it's not just about showing up and being a good player at something, it's being a good community member.
Any chance they would like some experience grilling hot dogs?
Oh.
For that breakfast, no.
No, I was thinking about.
Hey, there are a lot of us that have a lot of experience at grilling hot dogs. Some of us actually make hot dog grilling actually work because their son couldn't figure out how to make the grill function. We won't go into that. Sir.
Sorry, I was sidejacked earlier. I did have one more thing to share.
Oh, okay.
My apologies for the Southeast Sturtevant water line upsizing for the Olala Meadows project. We did a walkthrough today with a pre-bid opening. We had 4 contractors show up. We will be doing the bid opening actually on the 16th and plan to award on the 24th of this month.
Hallelujah.
I just wanted to share that.
Since when, in consideration of the bids, does this, when they're available, factor in?
Yes, and the emphasis was the sooner the better. We had a timeline that we projected and Civil West projected to the advertisements. And so that the expectation is, and we even went over today that there's gonna be rain, people work in the rain, so.
Yeah.
I think if you put it in the bid notification, then it can factor into the responsiveness of the bid. Is that correct, Brad?
I believe so.
Very good.
Brian, can you restate that? I'm sorry, I had to scroll back. You restate what you just had.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We had a pre-bidding meeting today and 4 different outfits showed up. And we did a walkthrough of where the works take place. The bid opening is on the 16th, is when we'll be receiving the bids submitted. And then we plan on awarding on the 24th.
And if it was for what property?
What's that?
For what property?
For this water line upsizing on Southeast Sturtevant for the Olala Meadows project.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Mr. Mayor, what were the hours on the breakfast?
My bad, 8:30 to 10:30.
Thank you.
You said seven.
You said 7,
I said
but
7 because it's the number that keeps it, they.
high schoolers have to
Telling
be
all
there
those
by
kids
7.
about, and since I'm up there, when they're telling the kids, that's the number that's in my head.
Gotcha.
They want the
Which means
kids
I
there at
probably gotta
7.
be there at 7 too. Krista,
What date was that?
this Saturday, the 6th.
Okay.
Yes.
Question for Via. What are they doing in front of McMarron's on the sidewalk?
Preparing the sidewalk.
Why?
Because the roots from the trees had lifted the sidewalk and this is my 5th year with the city. We spent time actually grinding it down and making it so there wasn't trip hazards. It got to the point where it's beyond repair. Just duct taping it, we'll say loosely.
Okay.
The folks who own that property reached out and asked if they could take the trees out because they're detrimental to it, replace the panels, and part of the deal is that they replace the trees with like species by April of this next year, and it has to be approved by our planning department.
Okay, thank you.
Krista, did you have something else?
What was
Answer all my questions.
Sorry. The thank you breakfast?
Oh, it's just for the community.
Just, okay.
Yeah, the entire community of Toledo.
Thank you.
High school.
It's French.
The high school students saying thank you. And yeah.
French toast.
Thank you.
You like French toast?
French toast or waffles?
French toast.
French toast. Thank you,
I
Frank.
just looked up the picture.
I'm losing today.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Bring that tape back.
My gray hair is coming through.
Okay, I'm gonna read it off the flyer. It says Toledo High Athletics and Culinary Class present a community breakfast at Toledo High Commons French Toast and Fixings Breakfast. Saturday, September 6th from 10:30 a.m. to 10:30 p.m. The Toledo High sports team want to give a huge thank you to all the businesses and community members who have given their time and money for all the programs with the breakfast. All are welcome.
All are welcome.
And I would just like to say, I would happily take the problem of gray hair showing.
I understand. The other thing I want to do is the former mayor of Sisters reached out to me during the flat fire saw the Solex truck and asked if I knew anything about it. And I told him, yep, our guys are out there working hard. Our two communities work well together and we set a joint team. Chief, I wanted you to know that you were noticed and they were very, very, very thankful.
Good. I'm not sure the crew is aware of that.
Yep, he was amazed at where all everybody came from. to help with the flat fire.
An angry fire.
Yes, yes, it was. And with that, okay, our next item is any future agenda items. I think we covered that also. And so now I would like to turn the last moments of this over to David.
I left my nameplate behind.
Well, I was trying to think of how to say our departing interim city manager, there we go. Our departing interim city manager, David Klein.
Mayor, members of council, thank you. I just wanted to get up here and say thank you one more time. I'm proud of a few things. I wanted to share that with you. It has been an honor to work for you. It has been 6 really interesting months of my life. And I'm sure it's been 6 really interesting months in your lives. It has been, it's just been truly very special. And I just want to say, you know, as part of that, you have my report in here, my last report to you, my last report. 2 pages of that report are dedicated to what we did together as a team. This entire team of you and your staff and us as a city, and it's all bullet pointed, and it is, you know, it's really what a city ought to be doing. It's business as usual, and I'm proud that we were able to do all of that. And finally, I just really want to share pride that you're looking out right now at 7 people on your staff, including Judy on the video. Only one of them, Brian, who is absolutely as amazing as you described him, is somebody that you had working for you 6 months ago. They are an amazing team. They truly are. I've worked with a lot of staffs over the course of years and none better. We have for you a group of people that, including your new city manager, that will, you know, are just performing at the highest levels for a community, you know, so deserves it. So with that, thank you. And it's been a real pleasure.
Well, David, I think I speak for the whole council when I say thank you very much. And for myself, thank you. You were exactly what, in my opinion, we needed at that time. And you performed your duties above and beyond. In my opinion, your duties have been exemplary. And I cannot thank you enough. With that, we are adjourned. Oh.
Do that. I want to say that I think from my perspective, looking at what you came into, had to just really be a thankless job when we were just basically in the toilet. And to have you pick us up and give us some direction and look for solutions instead of just coming in to be a placeholder. And you could have done that and you didn't. And some of the treatment of you was not so good. And some of it was really good. But, you know, I just appreciate you and wish you well. And if you're not gonna be a city manager anywhere ever again, maybe we showed you, we taught you a lesson. Yeah. That it's just time.
Always remember. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
Right.
That's it.
Anything else? All right, we are adjourned.
Yeah.
If this doesn't cure you from being